What's up? What's up? What's up? Let's talk about building a resume for high ticket remote sales jobs. I really want to make this video to kind of go over some of the things that your resume is going to be dependent on. And the biggest thing you want to focus on is making sure that you at least have some aspect of all of these things. And if you do, you will get great results when it comes to trying to find a job, when it comes to landing interviews. These things will help tremendously. So I wrote down 5 things, and the first one that business owners are kind of going to be looking at is your past experience. Now, when it comes to your past experience, the main thing that they're looking at is kind of like revenue generated. They want to see, has this person collected, $1 million in cash, 10 million in cash, 500,000 or more in cash. They're going to be looking at, can this person sell? Have they sold multiple things, right? Not only that, but in your experience in the companies you've worked for, they want to see if there's role match. So if they're hiring a closer, is all of your experience appointment setting or is all of your experience closing? Again, this is not to say that if you have a bunch of appointment setting experience, they're going to just immediately dismiss you and you can't land the role as a closer. But these are just another thing that is going to tick in the, right direction column in their mind when they're looking at your profile or resume or portfolio or whatever it is you have. So they're looking at role match. Does it match the role that I'm applying or hiring for? Also, another thing they're looking at, which is a big factor, might even be a bigger factor for some business owners than the role match, is the niche match. So if I'm hiring for a closer for a real estate offer, on this person's resume, in their sales experience, is their sales experience in the real estate industry, right? If I'm hiring a fitness closer or appointment setter, all of the appointment setting that they've done, all of the closing that they've done, has it been on fitness offers? If the answer is yes, boom, that's another tick in the I should give this person a deeper look and potentially interview this person column. The next thing is perceived skill. So the way a lot of times you're going to show your skill is through like role play clips, could be trainers you've worked with. For example, if someone, what are some big trainer names like Jeremy Miner, for example. If you have Jeremy Miner on your profile somewhere or on your resume somewhere, the person, if they know who that is when they're, deciding whether they want to interview you or not, is going to associate you with some of the things that he teaches. Therefore, they're going to be like, oh, he probably focuses a lot on tonality or focuses a lot on this or focuses a lot on that. If they see like, some other names, they might associate you with some of the main things that those sales trainers preach, right? If a sales trainer preaches heavy on objection handling and you have that trainer on your resume, like, hey, I went through their training, they're going to assume some things about you, like, oh, this person might be good at objection handling, or they might have this specific ideology or process when it comes to objection handling. So there's the past experience in terms of training side of things, but then there's also, if you do what I've said to do in other videos where you're posting different role play clips showing examples of how you do a discovery, how you do a triage call, how you do a pitch, how you do, how you'd handle XYZ specific objections. They're looking at the sales process in that, right? And when I say they're looking at the sales process, they want to see not only is this person, if it's a clip about handling objection, not only is this person confidently, calmly, with good communication skills, good tonality, handling the objection, but is their ideology of how to handle objections similar to mine and what my team is hiring for. So they're kind of looking for a match there. When I watch their role play clip and I see that they're handling, like they're going about discovery in a certain way, is it in alignment with the way that us and our team do discovery? If you have a really good kind of sales theory, sales ideology match, the business owner is more likely to pick you as well. So that's another thing they're looking at. Overall communication skills. This is probably the biggest factor that they're looking at. I've seen recruiters, business owners, even myself, determine whether I'm going to interview someone within the first 10 seconds of their 1-minute video, because you can just see how they present themselves and how they communicate. Like in the first 10 seconds, just introducing themselves in a way or with a conversational like tonality I can see, okay, this person is a good communicator. So usually this is like with your 1-minute video, they're looking at your communication skills. Also, your speed to response rate, like when I message you about the job, how quickly are you responding? That kind of matters for some people, especially recruiters. For business owners, definitely matters. But for recruiters who are fast paced, juggling tons of reps, juggling tons of offers, they get paid on getting not only reps in the door fast, but the right reps in the door fast. So if you are the right rep, but you take 24, 48 hours to respond, they're just going to move on, or they're just not going to pick you. You just don't seem very reliable. So they're looking at your communication skills, not only in how well you communicate, how well you articulate, but also your speed of response. If you respond slow for a job, you're going to respond slow as an appointment setter in the DMs or as a closer in a follow-up or something like that, right? Another thing they look at is perceived work ethic. So the way you can kind of show your work ethic is when you say what you're looking for, right? Or when you say what you're not willing to do, or just lots of stuff like that. So for example, I've been on an interview where I was interviewing a guy the other day where he kind of implied, well, didn't he really imply? He was just talking about his previous role. And he was like, yeah, I was a closer on that role, inbound closer role, calls were coming in. The show rate for he was talking about how he left that offer because the show rate went down. And then he slid in a comment and he was like, yeah, they wanted me to like pre-call my leads that booked on my calendar and confirm appointments. And I'm not doing that, right? It's like, you hear that and you're like, oh, this person, you obviously hear that their work ethic is not really there. And, or it's just something they're not willing to do. And if I'm a business owner and I want you to do that, that's just going to put a tick in the X box. I'm not going to hire you, right? So another way when it comes to what you say you're looking for is the type of position you're looking for. Like if you talk about being willing to self-set your own deals, if you're a closer, talking about being willing to do outbound, if you're looking for a cold calling role, we can almost assume that you have good work ethic, right? Sometimes you can show that you have good work ethic just by saying that you're a hard worker and saying it with some conviction and vitriol where they can see that you are serious and you mean what you say. So saying what you're looking for, and then also when they're looking at your resume, they see the past experience, they see the past roles that you've worked in. And if you are doing it right, maybe you detailed the kind of things you did in that role. For example, if I'm on my resume, if I'm putting like appointment setter for XYZ company, I'm not just going to leave it at that. I'm going to say like appointment setter for XYZ company. Then maybe I'll put a little description that says like did over 200 dials a day, set over 5 appointments per day. Like I'm going to put some stats, put some numbers, put some things there showing that I was a hard worker, that I put the work in. So that's what they're looking for, is perceived work ethic. Does this person seem like they're a hard worker? And then lastly, I want to say in this video is believability, right? So you can have a bunch of things on the resume, a bunch of things in the portfolio, a bunch of things on the profile, but what matters as well is, does the business owner actually believe it? How believable is it? Is your online presence there? Do you have screenshots of tracking sheets, screenshots of commission checks, right? If I said, hey, I collected 100K a month for XYZ company, and then partnered with my resume, I had a bunch of screenshots of me of 10K commission checks that were coming in every month, or if I got paid bi-weekly, I showed like a bunch of 5K bi-weekly commission checks or weekly, 2,500 commission checks. That increases the believability. And it's like, okay, cool. If I show a bunch of tracking sheets if I'm an appointment setter, or even as a closer, if I show a bunch of tracking sheets showing like 200 dials, 30 pickups, 10 triages, 6 sets, and I show the tracking sheet over time as much as I can, it's all in there. All the proof backing up the stats, the numbers I gave are there. The believability skyrockets, and the odds of the business owner picking you for the interview skyrockets as well. And then an online presence, if I can garner an audience of people that are backing up what I say, my claims, showcasing that I'm a hard worker, I'm dedicated to growth, all of the things people like to say about themselves. If I have like your social profile, your online presence is like a storyline history where you can prove that you have the qualities and the traits that you say that you have. Now, this doesn't mean you need to become like an influencer, but you do need to build your brand to some degree. And how you do that as a sales rep is by posting, wins, posting the things you learned today, posting, like if you did a great role play with someone yesterday, right? It'd be like, you can make a post to your social profile saying, man, had an awesome role play with John. We went over objection handling. He really drilled into me, man. But this is the stuff I love. Excited to get another call in with him. If you guys are looking for a great role play partner, get on with John. He's awesome. Like posts like that. And then a business owner sees your profile and they're like, oh, this person's clearly working hard. They're doing role plays. Like, you know what I mean? It just proves what you say you are on that interview when they go and they check, like they look into you afterwards or before. And especially recruiters, if you're DMing them and they check your profile and it's just a graveyard, like you had one picture with your family from 2013. It's like, they're not going to pick you over a person that does have that. There's just not proof of what you say you are. You're in their DMs saying like, yeah, I'm a hard worker. I'm this, I'm that, hey, on my last offer, I was crushing it. I was closing 100K a month. But then they look at your profile and the last post was 2013 picture with your mom. It's like, where's the evidence, right? On the flip side, if you're closing 100K a month on an offer right now, and every time you get a close, right? And you post a picture, you post a screenshot of the close coming into your team chat in the Slack, everyone's like, oh yeah, good job, Ty, piff, piff, piff. Like everyone's excited for you, whatever. You screenshot that, you post that on you post that on your timeline, and then you put like a paragraph saying, like talking about some of the things that led to the close, talking about some of the things you learned, talking about not giving away personal information to the prospect that you closed, but talking about some of the ways in which your company is now going to help that person and why you're so excited for them to be onboarding and you're excited to see their growth. Like imagine a recruiter comes to your profile, they see like pictures of you talking about all the stuff you learned, like day after day, just saying, hey, learn this, learn that. Day after day, they're seeing posts of the closes that you had. Day after day, they're seeing, posts of, you in the gym and the progress you've seen there. Day after day, they're seeing posts of you like interacting with people. Like you just have this audience. And especially when, you start to do that, people start to follow along that journey because they get interested. You start to get 5 likes on those posts, 10 likes on those posts, 20 likes on those posts, 10, 20, 30 comments on those posts. Over time, it starts to build up a little bit of a tribe, and you can see people commenting and liking. And then not only are, business owners seeing that and being like, oh, what he says is true. He is who he says he is. But also, there's more opportunity to get like referred to jobs. Like there's a lot of people that are like secretly stalking profiles, being like and reaching out directly like, hey, can you come apply to this role? You seem like you're a great closer, right? Post about these things, build that presence, build the believability. So those 5 things are going to encompass like a remote high ticket sales resume. It's not just about the sheet of paper anymore. It's not about, hey, this is my resume, read it over and hit me up. It's like, you got to have all of these things all together, all, working in your favor, right? All of these things make you more and more and more attractive to business owners, and each thing will increase the likelihood that you land a role quick, and then you get a ton of opportunities in the short term, in the long term, and that the opportunities just keep flowing in. If you don't have all of these things, make sure you build it. If you need help with building it, every single Monday in my school community, Closer College, we do a completely free call where I just sit on there for an hour, answer questions. I actually stream it to the Closer College YouTube channel, but we just do a free call where I just answer questions, help you guys out wherever it is you need. So jump on that call. The link is in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next video.